Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 649th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. As a lot of you will know, it's very, very unusual for me to put a battle on Monday, but I've got to go into hospital on Wednesday for a heart operation. So I thought I would put a battle on today and tomorrow, as I'm not sure when I'll be able to put another battle on. But don't worry, I've got lots of really good saved battles, and as soon as I've recovered from the operation, I will start posting battles again. But as I say, because I'm not sure when I will be able to post any in the future, I'm going to put a battle on today and tomorrow, and I hope you enjoy them both. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto has got 12 Spartans and 8 archers and is the host on this custom map. Okay, so he's got a lot of firepower there with his 8 Cretan archers. Should be interesting to see how well he uses them during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is someone who called himself Mark Antony but is in fact Legion 22. He's got 10 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, check the upgrades on his infantry there, and you'll see that some of his infantry have got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack, and lots of his infantry will just have gold shield, gold attack. So he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry, so it'd be interesting to see how well they perform during the course of the battle. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good balanced Roman army. Be interesting to see how well he uses it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is myself, who has unusually bought the Britannia faction. Now I have got 7 chosen swordsmen, 5 head hurlers and 6 chariots. Quick look at my chosen swordsmen there. Okay, and if you put good upgrades on these chosen swordsmen, you'd be surprised how tough they are. Plus, they've got excellent morale, something you might not have known, the same as urban cohorts. Now we move on to the infamous head hurlers. Now I've only got 5 head hurlers in this army because it's a very old school, old-fashioned balanced army, but the modern Britannia army is usually 14 units of head hurlers and 6 chariots. Make no mistake, the effective against armor firepower of 14 head hurlers can be devastating, but if by the time they've thrown all their heads they haven't turned the battle in their team's favour, all you've got is 14 light infantry. So as I say, make no mistake, the firepower that 14 of these units can bring is absolutely devastating. But as I say, if they haven't turned the battle in their team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you've got is 14 light infantry. So as I say, this is an old school, old fashioned balanced Britannia army. And I've gone for the Barbarian Warlord Chariots. Now remember, Britannia's got 2 lots of chariots. They've got the heavy chariots, about 580 denarii with 3 hit points, or these Barbarian Warlord Chariots that are over 1,000 denarii each, but they've got 5 hit points. And over the years I've experimented with both types of chariots, and I would recommend these Barbarian Warlord Chariots. Those 5 hit points really do make a difference against the heavy chariots 3. So I would recommend that you bring the Barbarian Warlord Chariots if you decide to bring the Britannia faction there. So there's my old school, very, very old fashioned Britannia army. It is balanced, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does on the modern day battlefield. Our last teammate is Brotherhood member First Prime. Now First Prime has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Not quite the bog standard 31k Roman army, as he's got an eagle unit for extra morale there. So with his eagle unit plus his infantry general, he's given a lot of morale there to his infantry. So there's our team, quite diverse really, I suppose, with Greek cities with Crypto. We've got Brutii there with Legion 22, myself with Britannia, and First Prime with Brutii. It should be a cracking Monday battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Earth. Now Earth has got 8 infantry, 6 archers and 6 cavalry, but this is an unusual army build as you will see. Okay, if you notice here, you'll see that he's got 1, 2, 3 and 4 eagle units within his 8 infantry. Now that is a lot of eagle units to bring to the 31k battlefield. Can you think of any reason why he would bring 4 eagle units? He's only got 8 infantry, but he's 4 of those infantry, half of his infantry are eagle units. Can you think why he would bring morale giving units? Okay, I'll give you a clue there. Of course, those 4 units are very morale giving there. Okay, so think about my Britannia army and my chariots. What causes Roman armies to rout? Okay, yeah, they've got great attacking specifications, but what really causes the damage is the morale sapping ability of these chariots, the fear factor they bring. And of course, the fear factor, as I say, saps the morale of enemy troops. So, if you think about it, the more morale-giving units that you've got in your army, the more that neutralizes the fear factor that things like berserkers and chariots bring. So this is an experimental army, I think, of Earth's here. He's going to try and see if these 4 eagle units will kind of stop the fear factor affecting his army. His cavalry has got just gold shield, gold attack, and an experience stripe there. Of course, also here he's got all those archers for 2 reasons. One, because he knows my barbarian troops are extremely susceptible to archer damage, so if he can get my Britannia troops in range, he can kill loads. Plus, also he can neutralize the Cretan archers of our Greek cities ally as well. So that's a pretty interesting army build there, and it'd be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2 has got the bog standard 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but it's not quite the bog standard because he's got an eagle unit there within his infantry. So with his eagle unit plus his general unit there, a lot of morale going on with his infantry there. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Also, you'll see most of his infantry has got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So that's quite a lot of tough infantry there. Their next teammate is RTW player Lotus. Now Lotus got an unusual army. He got 10 urbans, 2 Chariots, 6 archers, and war dogs, and the old school armored cavalry general. Okay, so if you look here, you'll see he's got archers there that he's integrated with his infantry in the setup stage. And here is a unit you don't see very often, the Chariots unit. Now this is the Roman anti-cavalry, anti-chariot unit. Okay, and if you look at the upgrades he's put on them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he has fully upgraded the Chariots unit. But I've seen this unit in action many, many years ago, and even fully upgraded, I've seen them get hit head-on by cavalry and they break and rout. That's why you don't see the Chariots unit very much on a 31k battlefield. It seems no matter what upgrades you put on, they just can't seem to stand their ground. And there you are, he's got war dogs as well. So that is a very, very interesting army build there. And he's got the old school armoured cavalry general, and that is the only cavalry he has got, his Roman armoured cavalry general. Okay, so that's a very unusual army build there, with only 1 cavalry unit, Chariots and war dogs. So it'll be interesting to see how well this army does during the course of the battle. And of course he's got his Chariots there to try and neutralise the chariots of my Britannia army. But as I say, you don't see the Chariots units bought very often on the 31k battlefield, and there's good reason for that. They're just not really up to the standard really. Okay, their last teammate is RTW player Lackjack. Now Lackjack has got 11 infantry, 2 archers and 5 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. He usually brings serious infantry, and there you are. You can see he's got gold shield, gold attack, and an experience stripe on his infantry. And his cavalry are just gold shield, gold attack because he spent most of his money on his infantry there. Okay, so there's the enemy team. 4 Roman armies there against our team. Do you think they have an advantage or not? Okay, at this stage of the battle I thought we'd have a look at 2 things here. One is that this map slopes gently from right to left, so the higher ground is on the right as we look at the map, and the lower ground's on the left. If you look here, it's just a gentle slope. But make no mistake, if you get up onto the higher part of that slope, that gives your army a definite advantage. So that's the first thing I wanted to look at this stage of the battle. Okay, and the second stage is just to say that the team that I'm in has got 3 of the most aggressive attacking players on Rome Total War and in the Brotherhood. You've got First Prime, you've got Legion 22, and you've got Crypto with his Greek cities. Especially with his Greek cities, he's very aggressive there. So make no mistake, the attack could come from any direction, and my Britannia army will follow them in as soon as I can. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see First Prime moving away there from the higher part of the slope. You see he's moving down. So remember, this map slopes gently from the right to left, with the right being the higher ground here. And as you can see here, First Prime moving away from there. So we've kind of ceded the higher ground to the enemy now. And if you notice there, Brotherhood member Earth and Man 2 are making the most of that by grabbing the higher part of the slope on this map. We play on this map so regularly, I think we all know about the higher part of the slope there. And as I say, both Brotherhood member Earth and Brotherhood member Man 2, if you notice there, have taken advantage of the higher part. So you can see it's not a great deal. There's not a lot of advantage there, but there is a little bit of an advantage to get on that higher ground. And you can see there that Earth with his cavalry are kind of keeping close to First Prime, maybe with a view to try and charge into any of his units that they might target there. So as I say, now we're down on the lower part of the slope there. Now you can see here that Lotus here bring this fast moving armoured cavalry general over here. Look, and bang, as he charged into those archer units there, creating mischief and mayhem, causing casualties to the archers there. That's what the old school armoured cavalry general can do, as we've seen in several battles there. So here you can see both Crypto with his Greek cities and Legion 22 with his Brutio army there. It'll be interesting to see which direction they move. Okay, so remember here, this slope on this map is from right to left, and you can see there that Brotherhood member Earth and Brotherhood member Man 2 have got the higher part of the slope. So they're going to have the down slope advantage when they presumably attack First Prime. Okay, if you notice here, I'm keeping my Barbarian troops at the back of my allies there, because of course I need to avoid archer damage. I've got my Chariots out to the right there. But as I say here, you can see First Prime with his Brutio army facing two enemy armies. Now here you can see both Crypto with his Greek cities and Legion 22 with his Brutio army moving back. Okay, now at this stage of the battle, and none of us was expecting this, all of a sudden First Prime says, I'm going to attack. And there you go. He starts running up the slope towards the enemy troops. Okay, now if you notice here, can you see he keeps his two morale giving units, his Eagle unit and his general there, giving morale bonus to his troops, but not in the battle itself. He's just standing at the back of his infantry there, giving the two lots of morale bonus to his troops, but he has now decided he's going to attack up the slope here towards two enemy armies. I know, I think Legion, Crypto and myself are quite surprised when all of a sudden out of the blue he said, I'm attacking. And there you are, you can see him going up towards the enemy troops there. And when First Prime attack, he usually goes for it all out, and it wouldn't surprise me if he crunched into the first units of the enemy troops, and there you go, bang, charging straight into those forward units of Man 2's SPQR army there. Okay, there'll be a lot of pilot exchanging going on there, as you can see, lots of pilots going in there. But that was a really nice aggressive attack by First Prime. As I say, I've got three of the most attacking aggressive players on Rome Total War in the team that I'm in. And you can see that straight away. Look at that out and out attack there by First Prime up the slope. Okay, now over here, as I say, well, First Prime attacks aggressively there. You might find that Crypto here might act as a blocking force to stop any allies getting over to the enemy troops. And then you might find here that maybe Legion 22 may well help First Prime in attacking these two armies. Okay, we just have to see. As I say, you can see the archers there be shooting into the enemy all the time. Make no mistake about that. Crypto's archers will be doing a lot of damage there. And let's say you can see my Britannia army now. I'm running forward now to go and try and help First Prime. But as I say, there's a lot of archers up there that will be trying to target my troops. As I say, if you notice here, I've moved my chariots out to the right. Now, I've got a tactical movement I'm going to do with the chariots here. And that is to try and get up on the higher part of the slope. So I want to get above the enemy troops. Okay, they've got an advantage where they are over us, being on the higher part of the slope, but if I can get my chariots up here, I will have the advantage with a down slope charge into the enemy. So make no mistake, it's a tactical chariot move there to get up behind the enemy. Okay, now here you can see that Legion 22 is going to charge his cavalry directly in to Man 2's SPQR infantry, as well as First Prime attacking with his infantry. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes in there. What an impact there. This is nice bit of teamwork here. Legion 22 charges cavalry in, First Prime charges infantry in, and here comes First Prime's cavalry as well. Combined cavalry attack there. Get ready for this. And bang! As he smashes in to Man 2's SBQR infantry. Look at the penetration of First Prime's cavalry. Right, now here you can see Earth charging his Julii cavalry in from different angles. Look at the different angles those cavalry charging now. Bang! Bang! Get ready for this. Bang! And the final cavalry unit going in there, and bang! Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So, okay, we got First Prime's and Crypto's army attacking the enemy SBQR army. We've got Legion 22's cavalry hitting there, plus we've got First Prime's cavalry hitting there as well. But we're starting to lose units here as we're moving up the slope here. Right, you can see my Britannia troops moving in there. I'm going to hit Warcry to enhance their attack specifications before I go in. I've got my head hurlers moving forward. I should hit Warcry for them as well, because that enhances, I think, the power of the throwing of their heads. And over here you can see that Legion 22 may well act as a blocking force against the enemy troops there. Okay, you can see enemy reinforcements moving over here trying to get to their allies, but as I say, Legion 22 may well block them, and maybe Crypto might use a couple of his Spartan units to try and block the enemy force from getting over there as well. Okay, so as I say, here we are attacking aggressively up the slope there, and as I say, you can see here Earth here moving his Eagle units over towards my Chariots. Okay, so he's moving his Eagle units over towards my Chariots. So what I'm going to do, as I say, trying to get up on the higher ground. But you can see here he's trying to move those Eagle units forward to try and neutralise my Chariots. As I say, I'm going to try and get up on the higher ground to get the down slope charge bonus into the enemy troops there. Okay, you can see here, so the SBQR and Julii enemy troops there, we're attacking really aggressively. Look at Crypto's Greek cities really pushing in there with First Prime's Brutii army there. Let's say I've moved my head hurlers to within range of the enemy troops now. Remember, head hurlers have got a short, very short range, so you've got to move them in really close. Don't forget, they're going to be targeted by enemy archers there all the time, and you can see my chosen swordsman going in as well. As I say, don't forget, you look at those black, see the black dots, those effective against armor heads crunching into the enemy troops there. They're making no mistake, they'll be doing a lot of damage. I'm going for that Eagle unit. I want to take the morale away from the enemy troops there with my head hurlers. Plus, as I say, I'm charging my chosen swordsman in as well. And I would have hit Warcry before they went in there to enhance their attacking specifications. Okay, so you can see my chosen swordsman charging there. You can see more Brutii cavalry attacking there, like a bang as that charges in there. Let's say you can see my chosen swordsman and our Brutii ally and our Greek cities ally moving in to the enemy SBQR infantry there. And here you are, you can see Earth counter-attacking with his Julii cavalry there. Nice counter-attack there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So, as I say, you can see here that it's mostly Crypto and my infantry attacking the enemy troops now. Okay, because First Prime's turned his army here to face the possible incoming enemy troops there on our left flank. Okay, you can see that Crypto's put a couple of his Spartan units out there to try and neutralise any attack there on our left flank. Okay, and here you can see that Legion 22 is shadowing Lackjack's Julii army there and the enemy cavalry. But make no mistake, the enemy have got a cavalry advantage over us at this stage. I think we've lost a lot of our cavalry in the attacks up that slope. Plus, make no mistake, those Julii archers will be targeting us. Okay, so now it's time for me. Now it's time for me to charge my Chariots in. Okay, now I'm going to go through this one Eagle unit. Now you'll notice this Eagle unit kind of hooks my Chariots. You can't pierce through a unit like you can with cavalry. You can't do that with Chariots. Okay, so my units have been hooked, if you like, onto that Julii Eagle unit, whereas a cavalry unit could have punched through it. You can't do that with Chariots, but as I say, I'm just going to keep moving them on. I move my Chariots on there because I want to crunch into the back of those enemy troops. Plus, I want to take out these Julii archers here that have been shooting into my head hurlers and chosen swordsmen there. Okay, so there you are. I've gone past those Eagle units. I'm going to try and take out these archers, then go into the rear of the enemy troops. Okay, over here you can see enemy cavalry. Remember, Man 2's got Roman cavalry, not the Praetorian cavalry. Okay, and they are a bit inferior to Praetorian cavalry, but he's still got them, and those Roman cavalry are heavy cavalry as well. And you can see there that Blackjack with his Julii army at the back there moving forward towards us. But over here, the combination of Greek cities and my chosen swordsman, we've managed to rout a heck of a lot of the enemy troops there. And as I say, as my chariots move in, it's not so much the damage that they do, although they can do a lot of damage, it's the fear factor, the morale sapping fear factor they bring. And with those eagle units now that Earthbolt are away from his allies' army, of course they won't be able to give that extra morale bonus to his allies' troops and his own troops there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to charge my chariots into the rear of those engaged SBQR infantry, but I have to be careful. Can you see why I have to be careful when I charge those chariots in? Okay, make no mistake, it's a delicate chariot charge here. Okay, I just want to rout those units right now. I'm going to rout those units and stop dead. Okay, now the reason for that is because, of course, my allies, Spartans there, will have their spears down. And what I don't want to do is charge through those enemy SBQR onto my allies' spears, which will cause my chariots damage. Okay, remember, friendly spears, friendly pikes will kill friendly cavalry and friendly chariots. So I had to be very careful with that chariot attack. Just touch the enemy troops to rout them, and then I'll pull my chariots out the way. Meanwhile, here you can see Crypto's using his Spartans all over the battlefield in support. There you are, you can see Legion 22's Brutii army is facing Blackjack's army there. Okay, but I think from what I can see here, the enemy definitely have got a cavalry advantage around the battlefield. And remember, they've got good quality upgraded cavalry as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You can see Earth moving his Eagle units back over now, and you can see here it looks like they're going to come in on the right side of us there. Seems to be a lot of cavalry and infantry. Okay, so what I need to do now is I want to reorganize my chariots, so I'm going to pull them out of that particular part of the battlefield and take them to a quieter part of the battlefield just to organize them over there. I'm going to just take them away from here. As I say, I don't want to get anywhere near my allies' spears. He would have probably put his spears down there, but I didn't want to take the chance of running into any spears that are down. There you can see the SBQR General, Mantu's General, has been routed there. So we've done quite well. I think most of the SBQR army has been taken out. And there you can see some Julii cavalry getting above us there, getting the higher part of the slope. Right, so you can see Legion 22 has put most of his units in Testudo there against Blackjack's army. He's trying to do a holding action there, I think, allowing his allies to get down to help him. He's just come out of Testudo there. And there you can see the Greek cities moving down to help him. Right, you'll notice that my chosen swordsmen there and head herders are running down as well towards our ally. But there's a lot of Julii cavalry and infantry coming in on our flank there. So I remember I was running down towards Legion 22 and then turned my infantry to the left here to help fight that cavalry and infantry coming in on our left. Remember, before I attack any enemy troops, I always hit the war cry button, which, as we know, enhances the attacking specifications of both the head hurlers and the chosen swordsmen. Right, here comes the SBQR cavalry coming in behind me. Look. Right, okay, so we've got Julii infantry coming in front of my infantry. We've got SBQR Roman cavalry coming in behind. You can see a couple of First Prime's infantry units are already routing there, and we've got that cavalry coming in behind. So there we are, we're going to be sandwiched there between Julii and SBQR. Over here, as I say, Crypto's helping with his Spartans all over the battlefield here, helping Legion against Blackjack's Julii army. You've got Lotus there with a lot of his archers shooting into us all the time. Okay, so there's a general disposition of the battle as it stands at the moment. And as you notice here, I've got my chariots over here. What I want to do is reorganize them. What you can do is sometimes in battle, you can just let your chariots go wild, and then you all of a sudden find you've lost them. So it's very often a good idea to pull them out of the fray, reorganize them, and then aim at a target you want to with those chariots. Okay, so anyway, you can see the SBQR cavalry, that Roman cavalry, going to smash into First Prime's Brutii army and into my chosen swordsman there. As I say, it is Roman cavalry, it's heavy cavalry, but it's just Roman cavalry, inferior to Praetorian cavalry there. Right, and you can see that cavalry charging there. Get ready for this. Bang! As they smash in to my chosen swordsman. They've routed First Prime's Brutii infantry that was behind me there. So that cavalry's really smashing. Now you can see the Julii cavalry going in there and bang! As they smash in there. And yet my chosen swordsman still holding up from the impact there from SBQR cavalry. There's some more Julii cavalry coming in as well. And bang! As they charge into my chosen swordsman there. Still, my chosen swordsmen hold. This is how good chosen swordsmen can be. Excellent morale, and I put good upgrades on. And here comes the chariots. My chariots now I've decided to bring into the fray here. Well, first primes and my infantry hold the enemy Julii here. I'm now bringing my chariots in here to attack. Okay, you can see my chariots attacking now, bringing in wave after wave of those chariots. If you notice, as each unit hits, it's like a wave smashing into the enemy Julii troops. Make no mistake, my infantry will be on war cry all the time. The moment the war cry wears out, I hit war cry again. We've routed the Julii general there, so they've lost the Julii general's morale bonus. My chariots are chipping away at those Julii infantry. First primes infantry is attacking. My chosen swordsmen are attacking there, and you can see a lot of the Julii units are starting to rout now under the pressure there of under the pressure of our Brutii ally and my Britannia attack there as well. Lots of archers shooting into us all the time. But meanwhile over here you can see that a combination of Legion 22 and Crypto's Spartans there have made big inroads into the enemy Julii army there. So they've done really well there. Nice move here. You can see them moving in units in behind the enemy troops there. So that was a nice move there. And don't forget, Crypto's archers would have been shooting into the enemy troops all the time, all the way through this battle. And here you can see me moving my chosen swordsman and our Greek cities ally moving his troops down there as well. Once again, if you notice here, I've pulled my chariots out, organised them again, made them into a group so they're not spread out all over the battlefield. And there you can see there we're moving in now to attack the final units of the Julii army there. Right, we've routed the Julii general. Good news for us. And what I'm thinking is now, if I charge my chariots in at this time, the morale sapping factor that they will bring to these already tired and battle damaged units there should make a difference in the routing of these units there. Okay, so with chariots, don't forget, it's all about timing as well as targeting. Okay, timing and targeting for your chariots there as you charge in. And as I say, you can see there, it's a combination attack of all of our allies there onto the enemy troops there, and we've managed to cause a mass rout of the enemy there, and our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. And as you can see, they're the last of the enemy units will be routing there. I think some of them have just admitted defeat there. Let's just pause the game for a second here. If you notice here, this is where First Prime launched the attack up the slope there. You can see there by the piles of dead how intense the fighting was here. Let's say it was quite a surprise to Legion, Crypto and myself. First all of a sudden said, I'm attacking, and off he went. So we just thought that was quite funny there. And as I say, we were attacking up the slope there. Very aggressive move there, I thought, by First Prime. And then of course, whenever your ally attacks, you always kind of try to back him up, which is what we did there. Let's say it's quite a spread out battle in a one way. Like you can see, there's been fighting all over the place here. And down here was where we attacked that enemy Julii army that was coming in behind us there. So that was a nice combination attack there by us there. And there was good teamwork all over the battlefield there, if you notice there. I noticed Crypto Spartans were all over the place. Our Brutii allies were all over the place. I tried to help everywhere I could with my Britannia army as well. So good bit of teamwork there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game, and it was an average victory. Thought it might have been close, but just managed to go into the average victory. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Earth, 1,562 kills. So really well done to Earth there. With that, I think that was an experimental army he had there, and as I say, highest kills in the game. So really well done to him there. It's always nice to see that, and unusual to see the highest kills in the losing team. Well done to Brotherhood member Man 2. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did quite well with SBQR. Well done to RTW player Lotus. He probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he did quite well with SBQR as well. And well done to Brotherhood member to RTW player Lackjack there. So really well played, guys. Great battle there. That old Britannia army of mine, I think I scraped in the third highest kills in the game, so I'm quite pleased with that. Let's say that's a very old, balanced old school army. Well done to Crypto. I noticed he was all over the battlefield, supporting everywhere with his Spartans, making the most of their flexibility. Well done to Legion 22. He did well with his infantry there and his cavalry, supporting all over the place as well. And well done to First Prime. I noticed he was supporting and attacking all over the battlefield too. Some great teamwork there. So really well played, guys. As I say, I'm going to put another battle on tomorrow, Tuesday, and then there will be a bit of a gap there while I'm recovering from my operation. The Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.